My name is Dr. Lungile Mhlongo. Most people know me as Dr. Lu. I'm a medical doctor and I'm also a founder and CEO of Numa Medical Aesthetics, and I recently launched my own skincare product, which is Numa Skin. Basically, we focus on non-surgical cosmetic medicine to help people feel good and look good and present themselves better. My business is solely driven by passion and experience, personal experience as well. Growing up, I didn't have any skin problems, and then when I turned 25, 24, I started having severe acne, which badly dented my self-esteem and my confidence, which is where this passion of doing non-surgical cosmetic medicine came from, where I was trying different creams, mixing different stuff to try and get my skin to be right, because I couldn't present myself. I went into clinical depression because of that, because I felt like people made skin contact before they could hear what I'm going to say. So this is where this was born. When I found a solution, I thought I should extend it to other people, and that's how I started. I'm so passionate about it because I understand what the customer wants and what the client wants and how they feel about it as well. So it's not just the physical treatments, but also tap into the emotion and psychology of them. Firstly, I've got a lot of things that pushed me to here. It's been like a step ladder. So to get into medicine was motivated by my father, who was very ill, and only a few people could actually help him to be better. So the one time he had this attack, and the doctor that was able to help him when he has that attack was away on holiday. And it happened that when he had the attack, the pain was unbearable until he had a stroke, which led to his demise. So I was so sad, I was so angry at the doctor, until I could realize that actually I can't be angry at the doctor. He's human. He needs to go on holiday. He needs to refresh as well. So I was like, let me be the change I want to see. Because of the shortage of doctors, then I went into medicine. That's how I started the journey. So when I was still in school, like I said, I used to mix things up to try and get my skin right. And whilst doing that as well, I started doing modeling jobs, and then I started helping people to do people's hair, because I come from a very, very disadvantaged background. My dad passed away, I was in grade 11, my mom passed away, I was in first year. Even when she passed, we were just barely making it. So when she passed, everything was just cut off. So I had no one supporting me in medical school. So I started doing people's hair to actually make money to survive. And that's how the entrepreneurial spirit was born, where I felt like if I do something, I offer a service, I get money, then I can survive and take a bit of it and invest it back into the business. So that's how the entrepreneurial spirit and everything came from back then. And then everything just built up, then the acne and everything built together. And then I found what I was passionate about, which is when I talk about my job, I just want to smile, because the smiles that I see from my clients when they walk in, once they've started to see results, it's just the best thing ever. It makes me wake up every morning to do what I do. My future goals, number one, what my job and my businesses allowed me to do is to be able to be the change I want to see. We cry a lot about the government not being responsible for the unemployment rates being so high. But now I've gotten into a position of not being angry with the government and trying to be the change that I want to see. So with growing my business, it enables me to hire as much people as I possibly can to try and bridge that gap as well from my side. Like with launching my skincare brand, we've built a warehouse where we make these products. So we've got a couple of people that are now employed, that are involved in the distribution as well and logistics of that part of the business. And also with Numa Medical Aesthetics, we've also opened up 3 branches. We're going to be opening our 4th one end of November. I'm hoping to be able to open as many as I possibly can. First, to help with the distribution of the product, to offer the best service to our clients, and most importantly, to help employ as many young people as we possibly can. So that's part of my future plans. Advice I would give to young women is to first be authentic. Like I mentioned before, it's very difficult to run a business if you're not passionate about what you're doing. Find something that you're really, really passionate about and focus on getting what you want to get from the passion, instead of focusing on what's happening around and wanting to do a bit of everything and a bit of everything, because you might have a problem with that. Like what I have done, I found something I'm passionate about. Even on the coldest days of business, I go back to why do I do what I do, and then I wake up and I try again. Even when I fail, I go back, why am I doing what I'm doing? And then it keeps me going, it keeps me going. It's very important to do what you're doing, with a lot of passion and be authentic to who you are. Because we live in a world of social media now where everyone is succeeding in everything that they do. Obviously, people are not going to post their failures, but we find a lot of youth being caught up in that. I see someone selling clothes, I want to start selling clothes. I see someone doing makeup, I want to start doing makeup, and forgetting what you are actually passionate about. Focus on what you're doing so that you can achieve what you are called to do and fulfill your purpose of who you are. I am a mother to a 7-year-old, so I'm a very, very, very busy person at home. He's still trying to figure things out, he's learning stuff, he's trying to put out his opinions. So what I do most of the time, I'm a very family-orientated person. I spend a lot of time with my son. I spend a lot of time with my family and friends. And I'm so lucky that I've been blessed with family and friends that they actually believe in what I do. And they always give me a push, even when I don't feel like pushing and I feel like giving up at some point. They are always there to actually push me. So even when I'm unwinding, I'm still motivated to do work. As a business owner, I know most of the businesses, if not all businesses, were affected by the pandemic that we just came out of. I know the COVID is still there, but we're not at the high of it now. So having been in business around that time and survived through that time where we were barely making it, I think we have a lot of catching up to do. So I'm so happy that I've been able to do most of the things in the year 22 where I wanted to do from 2020 when COVID started, like launching my own skincare range and also being able to try and scale my business with opening these different practices. And another thing that I haven't mentioned as well, what we do for the community. This year as well, last year we registered a foundation called Angels Are Made at Numa, where we go to high schools. We find girls that are struggling with pigmentation and acne, because that's where your confidence is actually built. So we sit down with them, we find out what it's doing to them psychologically, and then we help them with our products and our treatments to treat their acne, mentor them into being better and presenting themselves better. And then also on social media, we find a lot of these products that are being sold that are not safe for the skin, with ingredients that are not safe for the skin as well. But because these kids are exposed to these things, they are exposed to social media, they order, they use these things behind their parents' back, and then they end up damaging their skin. So we do a lot of teachings around skin health, and we keep them as our kids. We monitor them, we see how they're doing in school, how they've improved their confidence and self-esteem, and how they've learned to actually present themselves better because we've helped them with their skin. Because growing up, when I had skin problems, my parents were like, oh, it's going to pass. It's just a stage. We forget about the actual psychological problem. That's why I took this initiative to actually open up a foundation where I can help the ones that don't have access to our services. We're doing mostly the township and the rural areas with our foundation, which has been really, really fulfilling as well.